Hey guys, welcome back to These Days. I am Jackie and it is time for my August book list. It's already August, that's crazy. This year has flown by. Anyway, I have about 6 titles that I've picked out for you guys. Most of them are related to being outside and outdoors, gardening, and I also have one book from our study on Morocco from Beautiful Feet Books that I'm gonna share with you. So the first 2 books that I'm gonna share with you are Plant a Little Seed and Are You a Bee? So both of these are gardening related, which I really like because we are really into gardening right now. We've got a really lovely garden on the side of the house and in the front yard. But one thing that we have had to lure to our garden is bees. And so this was kind of an appropriate book. I believe this one was on a book list from our Year of Playing Skillfully curriculum this year. And it's just a really cool book. It tells you all about asking you if you are a bee, and it tells you all about bees and different facts about bees. It's actually really interesting, and I actually learned some from it. It's a small book, but it's got a lot of information in it. So it's a really cool book if you want to talk about bees and gardening. So the second book is called Plant a Little Seed. It is about 2 friends who plant a garden together and they just watch it grow, and it takes so long for it to grow, and then they finally harvest everything, and then they wait till the next year and they start watching it grow again. It's a really fun book and I like all the colors in it, and it's just a really neat, beautifully illustrated book that really celebrates like what a garden is and what it means to have a garden and sharing it with friends and family. The next 2 books that I have for you guys is called Bob and Otto and The Ant and the Grasshopper. Now, these 2 books I really like. The boys love the book Bob and Otto. It just goes through these 2 friends. One is a worm, one is a caterpillar, and the caterpillar becomes a butterfly and the worm stays a worm. But it shares the importance of how important worms are for the earth and for root systems and helping the earth get water. The next book is called The Ant and the Grasshopper. I can't remember why I picked this up. I think it was on a book list from My Father's World curriculum. It talks about ants and how they're always working, worker ants. It talks about the story about this ant and this grasshopper. The ants tell the grasshopper, hey, you need to store up for winter. The grasshopper doesn't listen. In the end, the grasshopper is just like left without a home and without food for the winter time, and he should have listened to the ant. So it's kind of like a good story to like help teach your kids that, you know, they need to work hard in life and they need to prepare for the future. So this next book is called Mirror, and it is actually part of our Beautiful Feet Books curriculum that we're finishing out this year. We are studying Morocco right now. This book is about Morocco, and it's also about Australia that we'll be studying next. And it actually mirrors the lives of 2 boys, one in Morocco and one in Australia. And it's just a really cool illustrated book. It goes through like different times when the father and the son are hanging out, and the illustrations are just really gorgeous. The cool thing about this book is it kind of just shows that we all live for community and our families and love, and it shows even though there are different cultures that these boys are living in, there are so many similarities. So I thought this was a cool one to share with you guys. Maybe you can find it at your local library. It's a neat one, and especially if you are studying Australia or Morocco right now. My chapter book for the month that I picked out is Little House in the Big Woods. It is part of the Little House on the Prairie series. I'm sure most of you have read these books or read them to your children. They were my favorite probably books growing up from the time that I was like in 3rd grade to 5th grade or 6th grade. So it just follows a little girl named Laura Ingalls Wilder in the 1870s with her family and how they live first in Wisconsin and then they move and they live out on the prairie, and it's just a really cool series. That's my chapter book recommendation this month. And last but not least, I have a couple of these Usborne Phonics readers that I am slowly reading with my 6-year-old. What we'll do is we'll just sit together and he'll read a page and I'll read a page and I'll help him through any words he doesn't know. I really like the Usborne Phonics readers. They're fun books to read. My kids really like them, the stories that they tell. So that is another recommendation if you're looking for a good phonics reader. And that is my August book list. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I hope you pick some of these books up and decide to read some throughout the month. We will be putting these books on repeat through August. Be sure to subscribe and click the bell so that you can stay updated for my September book list coming along. I will link the playlist to my previous book lists right up here and you can check them out. Be sure to comment below and let me know if you have any recommendations for books. I would love to hear what you like to read. Thank you so much for watching.